Everybody, it's Masurita Children's Village. It's a place I have known for a long time, and it's an emotional place to come back to after a long time and know that the work here requires all our hands, as Olive said, the chairperson for WESO. Let me begin by thanking the First Lady of the People's Republic of China, Her Excellency Professor Peng, for her friendship and support to the people of Uganda, and particularly the women and children whom we mutually hold dear to our hearts. Your Excellency, the Ambassador of China to Uganda, and your team, please receive our sincere congratulations and salutations on this occasion when we learn that it is actually the 40th anniversary of China's partnership with the government of Uganda in this work that they have been doing for a long time. The government of Uganda acknowledges the achievement made through the partnership, as Chinese medical teams have been sent out over the years to provide health care to our people. And we don't just take that for granted. We thank you so much, because you don't have to do that, but you do it anyway, and so we thank you. We're grateful for the Chinese government's donation of the pandemic medical supplies that the ambassador talked about during the COVID-19, which was made possible by the First Lady of China through the Organization of African First Ladies for Development. This is a real demonstration of your friendship during those very difficult times of COVID-19. Today, as we receive the medical team from China and the donation from the First Lady of China, allow me to share with you briefly the history of Masurita Children's Village. You heard the chairperson, Ms. Olive Rumenya, talking about this history. The facility was commissioned in 1989 to provide a home for orphans and vulnerable children as one of the major projects that came after the Selfless Mothers of Uganda and I founded WESO. Now we think it's such a long time ago. Some of my colleagues are here, fortunately, and all of us remember where we have come from. We founded WESO at that time. We had been deeply affected by the war, which had just been successfully concluded, ushering the NRM government into power in 1986. Today, the Children's Home is a transit center with a capacity to provide alternative care and psychosocial support to 150 children who are rehabilitated from the streets, as you have heard, and they become reunited again with their families, especially those who come from Karamoja. Children from when we first started were coming from all over the country, and at the time, the problem was that many of the parents had died, leaving the children orphaned, and so we had to bring them here to give them a home and to find a way to have them educated and giving them a way that they could live independent lives. But presently, many of the children who are found on the streets do come from Karamoja for one reason or another. As you heard earlier, the Masurita Children's Village currently hosts 102 children, 57 girls and 45 boys, aged between 12 and 16 years, but I've seen some even smaller among the children who were here, and the majority of these do come from Karamoja, as I've just said. I want to salute the Uweso team and sincerely appreciate them for this commendable work they have continued to do over the years to ensure that there is always a home, we can take children from the streets and bring them to. Of course, because we didn't always keep this home, there was a time when we took children back to their families, and there were not many here, or at one time not any. And so we haven't continued to produce food and to ensure that we can bring children here and they find a warm home and meals and people take care of them. So every time we bring children, it's like we are starting all over again. And that's why the homes are run down and they really need a lot of work. And we must find a way to ensure that this place remains a home where we can always bring children to, but we must also ensure that when we bring children here, there is food, there is a bed, there is a mother who can take care of them. That's a program we have to discuss with Uweso leadership and know how we are going to go about that. But also, even those who have had their time here, when they go back to Karamoja, I believe we need to have a program in Karamoja where they can go to and be equipped to manage their own lives, because it doesn't really make sense to take them back to the homes they ran from. We know already that they will get out and run back to the streets, or they finally come back to us. So our program must now have a sustainable end at the end of the tunnel, where we know that when we take these children, we will equip them ourselves, perhaps working with the Ministry of Gender, perhaps working with our partners who we continue to find from day to day, so that this program doesn't do part-time work with these children. Take them off the streets, we give them new hope, and that hope must ensure that we take them to a place where they will each be responsible for their lives, but not take them back to where they were running away from. Now, concerning government interventions for children living on the streets, I have learned that in addition to the withdrawal, rehabilitation, and resettlement, approaches, the Ministry of Gender, Labor and Social Development is investing in trying to find the root causes of this problem. As a result, a national program to address these issues through long-term strategies is being developed in collaboration with WESO and other stakeholders, and I really want to believe that this won't take forever, that we will all come together and brainstorm on what we ought to do, as I've just said. And this is a welcome initiative, and I pray it will be expedited to find a lasting solution to this problem. This is particularly significant because it has discovered that many of these children end up on the streets as victims of unscrupulous individuals engaged in human trafficking. I condemn the actions of those who establish these syndicates, which network traffickers in the Karamoja region. These heartless people abduct children from their families and exploit them as beggars on the streets of Kampala, and they take away what these children beg from people. They take it away for themselves, which is really terrible. By doing this, they deny them the right to grow up with their parents in a secure, supportive environment. This is one of the most severe forms of child abuse. Furthermore, I urge parents now everywhere to make time for their children. It has been found through research that some children become victims of human trafficking because their parents are too preoccupied with earning a living to take the time or interest in their children's lives. Many people also do not value the gift of family or their children anymore because they think children are a burden when parents would rather now work to get money, but one wonders what money that would do if it can't take of one's own children, take care of one's own children. I therefore call upon cultural and religious leaders using this platform, as well as opinion leaders in our communities, to raise awareness of the importance of healthy family relationships and the significance of positive parenting skills in the upbringing of children. As important as it is to earn a living in order to provide for our families, it is also critical for us as parents and guardians to be physically present in order to nurture and protect the children we bring into the world. As I conclude, let me once again express my sincere gratitude to Professor Peng, the First Lady of the People's Republic of China, for this joint initiative, which is in collaboration with the Office of African First Ladies for Africa, under the theme, in quotes, "Warm Children's Hearts Are a China and Africa Joint Action," unquote. As we also commemorate the 60th anniversary of China's support to the people of Africa, generally speaking. I cordially welcome and thank the Chinese medical team for their visit to Masurita Children's Village, as well as look forward to the provision of health care to the children. Thank you. And the medical checkups and care packages that include stationery supplies, toys for the kids, and healthcare items are also greatly appreciated. The government of Uganda values your contribution to alleviating the plight of these vulnerable children. My heartfelt appreciation goes to all our stakeholders and partners who have helped us provide a better quality of life for our children. We are especially grateful to those who responded to our call in August 2022 when we hosted 274 children at Masurita Children's Village, the highest number perhaps in this institution since history. We thank the Executive Director, KCCA, and her team for holding hands with us to get our children off the streets at that time, and thank you for being here again. We applaud Huawei, the Ministry for Karamoja Affairs, Ms. Veneranda Vilyabarema, Dr. William Mutumba, Dr. Robert Limlim, Pride Microfinance, Nansana Branch, and the Vulnerable Children of Uganda. Finally, we are indebted to the Chinese Embassy in Uganda, Your Excellency the Ambassador, and your dear wife. We thank you for your friendship and partnership with the people of Uganda, and I personally request you to extend my heartfelt appreciation to your First Lady for this generous support to our children and the doctors that are here for us to see, and your pledge to take the sick children to the hospital for treatment. We wish you all God's blessings and pray that God rewards you for your love and care for the vulnerable who are always closest to God's heart. I thank you all who are here, and I thank you, my colleagues, those of you who are here from when we first started WESO in 1989. Thank you for hanging in there. Thank you for giving your heart to these children and always being willing to make the time for the vulnerable children. I thank you all, and God bless you.